Now, to conclude this course section, there's one last interesting feature I want to dive in, which is provided by both VTest and Jest. You can run your tests concurrently, and this can be interesting to speed up the overall time it takes to execute all your tests. By default, if you register your tests like this, they are executed after each other every time you run all your tests. Now, this is perfectly fine and often quick enough, but you can actually call a method on it, the concurrent method, like this, and then pass your description and the testing function to that method. So it's basically like an annotation to it. And if you do that, if you add this concurrent annotation to a test, this test will be run concurrently. So in parallel with all other tests that have this annotation. If you use concurrent like this, it should theoretically be a bit faster than if you're not using it, though for this small amount of tests here, it doesn't really matter. Nonetheless, you should be aware of this feature. It can be helpful if you have a huge amount of tests and you want to speed up testing, then adding concurrent as an annotation can speed things up. You can also not just add concurrent on a test like this, on the it function or the test function, but you can also add it on the describe function if you're creating a suite of tests. Then you can add concurrent on describe, and then all the tests in that suite will be executed in parallel. So then you don't need to add concurrent on every single test in that suite, but instead you can write your tests with just the it function inside of that suite. If the overall suite has the concurrent annotation, all the tests in the suite will be executed in parallel. Here, since I'm not using a suite, I added it on every single test. Again, for small amounts of tests, it doesn't really matter. You won't really notice a difference. It won't really be faster. But for a huge amount of tests, this can be a helpful feature.